Heading home for the New Year rush, my phone suddenly died. I hurriedly borrowed the guy next to me's phone. "Mom, can you come pick me up?" Moments later, a middle-aged woman came rushing over. The handsome guy froze and blurted out, "Mom, what are you doing here?" "Oh, honey, didn't your girlfriend call me?" Now, it was my turn to freeze. Seriously, how could I mess things up this badly? Just out of the packed train station, I nearly got swallowed by the crowd. Dragging my suitcase, dizzy and cold, I couldn't catch a cab home no matter how hard I tried. So I called Mum, asking her to come get me. But the moment Mum slipped out of my mouth, my phone battery gave out, as if my frozen heart needed another layer of frost. A cold gust hit me, making me shiver. That's when I noticed the glowing screen beside me and a pink scarf. Without thinking, I spun around, bowed and begged in one breath. "Baby, can I borrow your phone?" The person startled, then shoved the phone into my hands. Ah, what a sweet girl. But when I looked up, my mind went blank. Bad news. Not a girl, but a guy. Good news. A ridiculously handsome guy. Damn my mouth. When will I stop calling every girl I see baby? Sharp features, tall nose, he was handsome by nature. No doubt about it. Was this a blessing in disguise? He noticed me staring and tilted his head awkwardly. "Go ahead and use it," he said. I swallowed, forcing my gaze off him and onto the phone. Slowly, I dialed. "Mom, can you come pick me up? I really can't get a cab here." Once I got her quick, yes. I hung up and handed the phone back. The guy took it, still standing beside me as if waiting for someone too. Even his ears looked red from the cold. I was racking my brain for a way to strike up more conversation, maybe even get his number, when a middle-aged woman suddenly strode over. The guy looked up, stunned. "Mom, what are you doing here?" "Oh?" He called his mum too? But then she cheerfully answered, "What kind of question is that? Didn't your girlfriend call me?" And just like that, she grabbed my hand. I froze solid. He reacted fast, and so did I. The moment he glanced at his call log, his eyes had practically killed me 1,000 times over. I lowered my head, face burning, unable to say a word. Damn, my frozen, scatterbrained self saw the word mum and just hit it without thinking. His overly friendly mum had no clue. She snatched my suitcase and shoved it into his hands. Then she scolded, "Jason, really? Letting your girlfriend carry the luggage? If I hadn't given you that pink scarf to draw some luck, how would you have found such a cute girlfriend?" She beamed at me, tugging me along. "Sweetheart, you're so pretty. Jason is one lucky boy. My car's right up front. Let's hop in and warm up. Forget this useless kid." She kept chatting happily. "Oh, right. I was so excited I forgot to ask. What's your name, sweetheart?" Stunned by her barrage, I answered shyly, "Isabel, ma'am." She nodded with satisfaction, ignoring Jason's protests. "Mom, she's not my girlfriend." She shot him a look. "If she's not, then why were you two standing together?" "She's waiting for her mum. I was waiting for a cab." "If she's not your girlfriend, why lend her your phone?" "Her phone died." She clicked her tongue, giving him a look that screamed, "Do you think I believe that? You! Go cool off somewhere else." "I say she is. So she is." Jason rubbed his temples in frustration but followed anyway. I tried explaining a few times, but her enthusiasm steamrolled me. She dragged me home, insisting we stay for dinner. "Didn't your phone die, honey?" "Come eat at my place. You can charge it while we eat. Don't worry, the power's plenty," she added. "After dinner, Jason can drive you home." Well, if nothing else, I definitely felt the sparks, especially from the way Jason kept glaring at me. The moment she pulled me inside, the smell of food hit me along with meows and barks. A big household, clearly. 2 cats and 2 dogs lounged on the carpet, and when they saw us, they came bounding over. My heart melted. "Sorry, Coco. Your mom's cheating on you tonight." I crouched down, arms open, giggling. Baby, baby, come give Auntie some kisses. A cold voice cut in. Do you call everyone that? Still busy petting fur, I answered absently. Call them what? Baby. Realizing my slip, I gave him a sheepish grin. You're different, he sneered. Don't bother explaining. I buried myself in the fur again, scrambling for another line to cover up the awkwardness. You've got a great place here. Cats and dogs together. You're not bad yourself. Pretty quick, huh? His face darkened instantly. I realized I'd misspoken again and tried to patch it up. No, I mean, your hands are quick. Haven't you heard? Cats symbolize miss out if you're slow. You know, like, grab it before it's gone. Enough. Stop explaining. Watching him stiffly turn away, I wanted to crawl into a hole. Perfect. Even more awkward now. Nice going, Isabel. After dinner, his mum reluctantly sent me off, while Jason all but gritted his teeth, escorting me out. The ride was painfully silent. Thanks, Jason. I tried. He fiddled with the GPS, smiling thinly. Don't mention it. It's the least I deserve. For 70 kilometers. Right then, the GPS froze and repeated. The trip totals 35 kilometers. Total 35 kilometers. 35. 35. With a sharp smack, Jason shut it off. Forcing a grin, he said, Don't mind that. This GPS glitches all the time. I waved my hands frantically. No, it's my fault, my fault. Oh? And what exactly do you think your fault is? He asked, eyes narrowing. My brain scrambled for a safe answer. Just then, my phone rang. Thank God. Mum's voice came through, nagging. Did you eat well at your friend's place? Hurry home. Coco's been reeking these days. You better take it to the vet and see if something's wrong. My Coco, my precious silver-shaded baby. How could it stink? Indignant, I said. Mom, my baby doesn't stink. Maybe you're the one not bathing it, right? Impossible. I smell great every time after washing it. But before long it stinks again. I insisted. No way. When I take care of my baby, it smells wonderful. Even its little paws like steamed rice. How could it stink? You just won't listen. Fine. Check it yourself when you're back. If it needs the vet, take it early. She hung up, and I realized the gaze beside me hadn't shifted an inch. I thought maybe he was seeing me in a better light now, and my heart fluttered. I didn't notice how odd and colder his look had become. After a long silence, Jason murmured, You really should spend more time with your kid. Raising one yourself is best. Ah, wise words. I nodded eagerly. Yeah. His eyes bored into me. I know it's hard, but if your kid has issues, better see a doctor soon. I honestly didn't get what he meant, but seeing the serious look on his face, I swallowed my questions. A guy like him couldn't be wrong. I must just not understand. So I kept nodding. Right. Then I asked, By the way, what's your WeChat? After that, nothing. Aside from me sending good mornings and good nights, he never replied. I sulked, rolling on my bed until Mom nearly kicked me out. I told my best friend Julia about it. She called herself a love guru and swore she'd help me win this cold guy over. Her verdict, my lines were too bland, not fiery enough to show passion. Basically, too lame. To fix it, she forwarded me a list off some forum, 100 flirty lines to make him smile. I skimmed it and went silent. Are you sure this won't make me sound even lamer? Relax. I've dated 30 guys with this method. I was shocked. How did I not know that? When? Where? How long did they last? Online. The current one started 2 days ago, ended today. Sis, tell me what's your average length per relationship? 2 or 3 days. Forget I asked. I tossed and turned all night, but in the end, I opened the post and studied it, deciding to try whatever I could. After that, My texting took a dramatic turn. My mornings. I skipped breakfast. I'm starving. Could you feed me 2 punches, big brother? Talk to me. My cat can do backflips. My noons. Big brother, can you tell me you like me? Your mouth's free anyway. You read and didn't reply, right? That's fine. At least you read. My nights. The AC is way too hot. How can I live without your cold shoulder? Big brother. Finally, Jason snapped. Late at night he replied, Can you not do this? Do what? Kitten scratches head? Forget it. Isabel, what exactly do you want? I just want you to talk to me. Crying kitten head. He went silent for a long time before replying. You already have a family. Stop doing this. My head filled with question marks. I shot back without thinking. Don't you have a family too? I typed too fast, and by the time I realized what I'd sent, it was too late. Panicked, I rushed to clarify. No, I meant I have my family. You have yours. But that doesn't stop us from chatting. A glaring red exclamation mark appeared. He'd blocked me. The pain of a sudden breakup is indescribable. Even though this relationship died before it even began, it still left me wrecked for a while. Even Coco rubbing up against me couldn't cheer me up. Mum couldn't stand it anymore and dragged me outside by the collar to take Coco to the vet. Stroking Coco, I sighed sadly. Sigh. Coco, how did you end up all stinky? You must have caught your mummy's heartbreak. This time I went big, taking Coco to the priciest vet clinic nearby. After waiting in a long line, it was finally my turn. Next, the doctor called. Hugging Coco, I pushed the door open. A handsome figure at the desk slowly looked up, and our eyes met. Damn, so handsome. Wait, hold on. Why did he look so familiar? Like I'd seen a ghost, I blurted out. Jason? He twitched his lips. Isabel. So this is the child you were talking about? Once the misunderstanding was cleared up, I looked down awkwardly, mumbling, Coco's the kitten I've raised since I was little. Of course it's my baby. Didn't say you were wrong. Huh. Jason let out a cold chuckle, glanced at Coco sprawled on the table, and commented blandly, Don't see a kitten, but I do see a piglet. You? I bristled, ready to argue. But one look at that icy, handsome face and I chickened out. Coco, don't listen, it's slander. So, what symptoms? He seemed calmer now, face professional. Hugging Coco sadly, I explained. Lately it sometimes smells bad, even though I bathe it on schedule. Impossible. Jason arched a brow. Cats groom themselves. They don't usually stink, but it really does. Smell it if you don't believe me. I tried to shove Coco toward him. Just then, Coco lazily lowered its head and started licking its paw. Tisk, I believe you. Jason sucked in a breath. Its grooming skills are terrible. Coco, don't listen another insult. My eyes welled up as I watched Coco lick desperately. What do I do? Coco can't become stinky. Jason paused, then bent to take notes. You should trim the clumped fur. It's licking. And we'll check its mouth later. Could be a gum issue. They say men are sexiest when they're serious. At work. Couldn't agree more. Just his side profile nearly revived me. Suddenly Jason stopped writing, turned uneasily, and muttered, Why are you looking at me? You should be watching Coco groom. Without thinking, I blurted, Because you're handsome, big brother. He coughed twice, his neck flushing red. After a pause, he pressed his lips together. Stop saying nonsense. I'm working. Got it? So what? I wasn't joking. I meant it. All right. Any other questions? Right then. Coco, always slow to react, seemed to remember the earlier insult. Stopped licking and let out a storm of meows. My mouth was quicker than my brain again. Without thinking, I pointed at Coco. What's it saying? Silence fell. Then Jason answered deadpan. Coco, Coco! I gaped and gave him a thumbs up. Genius. I'm serious. It sounds like it's swearing. You're right, big brother. Isabel. You do know I'm a vet, not a comedian, right? Oops, couldn't hold back my grin. After the misunderstanding cleared, Jason unblocked me. God bless, I had hope again. Egged on by Julia, I started using Coco as my excuse to get closer. Me, big brother? Coco's been meowing a lot lately. Is it hungry? Or sick? I'm so worried. Maybe I should bring it to you? By the way, are you busy, big brother? After a string of questions, Jason finally came online. Do you treat it the way you treat me? I was confused and a little hurt. I don't treat you badly, big brother. I mean, do you talk to it a lot? Yes, then it's fine. The student surpasses the teacher. I sent him a question mark. He followed up slowly. In short, your kid just caught your chatterbox habit. Great. Chatterbox. I sulked a little, then brightened. Because being a chatterbox worked, Jason started sharing about his vet life. I learned that a lady named Sarah often brought an orange cat called Garland for checkups. A month later, someone realized their names were swapped. The lady's name was Garland. The orange cat was Sarah. Also, they liked giving pets cute nicknames at the clinic. For example, a teddy named Hoo Tutu. Jason always called Big Ears. Until the owner corrected him. It wasn't Hoo Tutu. It was Hoo Tutu, the confused one. And a black and white cat he called Liver for a month turned out to be named Bamboo Pole. Clearly names are Jason's weak spot. Fine. I forgive him for the whole COCO thing. Just when I thought things were picking up, we plateaued at just sharing stories. Nothing more. And with New Year coming, Jason seemed busier than ever, covering extra shifts. I moped around, while Mum shoved a giant lunchbox into my hands. Take these pickled veggies over to Tony's place. He just got back yesterday. Good chance for you two to catch up. Tony's my childhood friend. Went abroad last year. Ah yes, same world, same pushy moms. One look at Mom's waggling brows and I knew what she was plotting. But come on, if Tony and I were meant to be, it would have happened ages ago. Besides, he doesn't even swing that way. Still, it'd be nice to see an old friend. So, I carried the lunchbox and skipped over. At the gate, I bumped into Tony walking Charlie. Charlie's his Labrador. I practically watched it grow up. But since Tony left, I hadn't seen it in ages. The sight of it unleashed my full maternal instincts. I barely greeted Tony before shoving the lunchbox at him and crouching down to smother Charlie with pets. Charlie, baby, give Auntie some kisses. How'd you get so skinny? Has your dad not been feeding you properly? I glared up at Tony. He raised his hands. Your Highness, I swear I feed him enough. Any more and he'd be labradoodles. He didn't finish before a shadow fell over us. A familiar voice sounded behind me. Isabel, how's Coco doing? I spun around. Jason's handsome face came into view. In a black jacket, crisp and clean, he somehow looked even more stunning. I shot up, blushing, heart pounding, and stammered, Coco's great, really great. But after hearing my reply, his gaze barely lingered on me before shifting to Tony. His expression grew unreadable. After a pause, he asked, Hello, are you a friend of Belle's? Tony's eyes narrowed slyly. Then he shot me a teasing look. Wrapping an arm around me, he said cheerfully. I'm Tony. Belle and I? We practically grew up wearing the same pair of pants. Hearing Tony spout nonsense, I couldn't help twisting a chunk of his back. And that jerk even gave me a sneaky shh gesture. When I turned back, Jason's face was dark, as if he was ready to turn and leave. I quickly cut in. So, Jason, what brings you here? He paused, looked away, and said flatly, I was on my way to the hospital, just passing by. Anyway, I should get to work. Before I could stop him, he was already striding off. Watching his back, it hit me. Wait, the animal hospital's in the opposite direction. Before I could figure it out, Tony leaned in with a smirk. What? That your crush? I jabbed him with my elbow. You know? And still you talk crap? Progress was already slow thanks to you. Now it's going backwards. Come on. I know men better than you. Trust me, give it 2 days. He'll definitely reach out first. At first, I doubted everything Tony said. Until the very next day, when I went to his place for dinner and ran into Jason again at the same spot. Only this time, he had 2 cats and 2 dogs with him. One hand holding 2 leashes, it was quite the parade. The moment I saw him, my eyes widened. Tony was actually right. And it hadn't even been 2 days. But wait, was Jason really walking pets? 4 at once. And so far from home, how could he even handle that? I greeted him and was about to slip past into the complex when his deep voice stopped me. Don't you have anything else you want to say? I froze, then guessed, are you still upset about yesterday with Tony? Sorry, he's always running his mouth like that. Not that. Then what? I scratched my head in confusion. Jason lifted his eyes, meeting mine, and in those beautiful eyes swirled a storm of emotions. He took a deep breath and said softly, Don't you want to pet them? That's it? He flicked the 4 leashes, unleashing a chorus of barks and meows. My eyes lit up, and I rubbed my hands together. You mean I can touch them? Yeah, you can. Honestly, from the very first time I saw them in the crowd, I'd wanted to. Ever since we parted, I hadn't forgotten that soft fur and sweet scent. I mean, who could resist a Samoyed, a Corgi, a Calico, and a Persian? No one. Absolutely no one. I crouched down, indulging to my heart's content. While I was lost in the fluff, his voice drifted down. Don't you notice something different? Different? I mumbled, half dazed. They're all thinner than Coco. Hearing Coco's name snapped me back. I whispered a defense. Coco's not that fat, it's just excitement weight. What I mean is, for health reasons, I think it should go out more. Like them. Jason's tone was serious. And thinking of his vet background, I panicked. But what if Coco doesn't like going outside? Maybe it doesn't, because it has no friends. Look at these 4, they're doing fine. I glanced at the little crew wrestling each other, and had to agree. My crush really was amazing, handsome and kind. Grateful. I nodded. You're right. Tony's Labrador is pretty good too. Maybe I'll ask him. I'd barely taken 2 steps toward the complex when Jason's voice, tight with irritation, called me back. Isabel, you wait. He sighed, sounding exasperated. Don't you think the more friends, the better? But where am I supposed to find that many friends for Coco? He snorted twice, rubbed his nose, and looked away awkwardly. Well, the clinic's not too busy these days. If you want, I could go with you to walk Coco. After all, your friend doesn't have 4 pets. At the end, he even smirked with a touch of pride. From then on, Jason and I agreed to meet every evening at 5 to walk our cats and dogs together. Our relationship jumped from online chat buddies to walk the pets buddies. A huge leap. He formally introduced me to the 4. The Samoyed was Ye Yi, the Corgi Gigi, the Calico Hua Hua, and the Persian Bobo. Seeing my stunned look, he added seriously, Don't you think they're easy to remember? Clearly, he was a hopeless case at naming. After just 2 days, Tony poured cold water on me. 2 days, Isabel! And you're still just walking, Coco? You're hopeless. Yup. Tony had officially joined my strategist team, becoming Advisor No. 2 after Julia. Given how things turned out before, I trusted him more than Julia now. But I am walking, Coco, I protested weakly. Do you not know the phrase, build a walkway while sneaking through the alley? You're not walking, Coco, you should be walking into your crush's heart. Huh? How? Tony kindly pointed the way. While walking, I should accidentally create some physical contact. Just the thought made me glance over at Jason, who was crouched down, adjusting Huahua's outfit. Damn. Those long, pale fingers made my heart race. Higher up, broad shoulders, narrow waist, and a sweater that couldn't hide that solid build. Oh my God. I could pounce on him right now. No problem, but it had to be accidental. My dirty thoughts were hard to contain. And then, the chance came sooner than I expected. I suddenly realized Coco was gone. Coco had always been so well behaved, never straying far, so I usually didn't bother with a leash. But this time, it had vanished. Panic flooded me as I shouted its name, eyes welling up. Jason reacted quickly. He grabbed my arm, his voice steady. "Isabel, calm down. Coco wouldn't just disappear. Think. Do you have any clues? Where did you last see Coco?" That jolted my memory. Its collar had a GPS tracker. That was the reason I bought it. I whipped out my phone, checked the app, and saw Coco nearby. But the dot kept moving along the road. Jason handed me the 4 leashes and said quickly, "Share the location with me. I'll run ahead. You follow with these 4. Okay. The 4 seemed to sense Coco was missing. They ran and barked without slowing me down. Soon, I spotted Coco. A shady man had it in his grip, and it was crying pitifully. Jason was already blocking his path. I shouted, "Cat thief, stop right there and let Coco go." Seeing he was cornered, the man sneered. "It's just a stupid cat. If you want it, come get it yourself." The next second, he hurled Coco toward the traffic. My heart stopped, and I bolted forward instinctively. But a figure was faster. Jason dove into the street, scooping Coco into his arms. Honking horns and shouts filled the air. Trembling, I cried his name, tears blurring my vision. Pushing through the crowd, I saw him curled on the ground, clutching Coco. Blood pooled bright red on the pavement. Just then, Jason opened his eyes and locked onto mine. His breath was ragged, his smile weak. "Don't worry, it's fine." Coco meowed in his arms, as if to prove it. My tears spilled over. "It's my fault. Please don't be hurt, Jason." I tried to check his injuries, but in the chaos, someone tripped me. I stumbled and fell right onto him. He groaned, lifted his eyes weakly, and rasped, "Now cough. I am hurt, Isabel. You." Before he could finish, his eyes shut and he fainted. In that instant, my life turned into a bad sitcom. 1 second comedy, the next tragedy. If I'd known body contact came like this, I never would have listened to Tony. Thinking that, I sobbed even harder. "Family, step aside. We need to get him to the hospital." Paramedics rushed me away. At the hospital, I left the 4 pets at a shop for care and called his mom. Turned out his parents were off traveling together. When she heard about the accident, his mom didn't blame me at all. She comforted me. "Don't cry, dear. That boy's tough as nails. A little injury won't kill him. Don't think it's your fault." If Jason chose to do this, he already accepted the risk. He's always been soft-hearted about animals he couldn't watch one get hurt. "Don't be sad, sweetie. Now excuse me. I've got some sightseeing to do." After her words, I sat at his bedside, feeling even more guilty. The doctor had said it was just a mild concussion and a fractured arm. With his health, he'd wake up for sure. But if I wanted him to wake sooner, I should talk to him. So I leaned close, sobbing and sniffling. "Jason, if you don't wake up, what about your 4 little ones? They're still so young they can't lose their dad. And my Coco needs you too, Dr. Miracle. And I don't want my crush turning into rubbish." Suddenly, a weak hand grabbed my wrist. Jason's pale face turned toward me, eyes locked on mine. "Who cough are you calling rubbish? You're awake! Jason!" "Stop. If you throw yourself on me again, I'll pass out for real." Meeting his heavy gaze, I lowered my arm sheepishly. "Sorry, it's all my fault." Then his fingers brushed lightly over my palm. Startled, I looked up to find no anger in his eyes, just a soft smile. His voice was quiet, gentle. "Belle, I don't blame you. This was my choice. First, because I'm a vet. I can't just watch Coco get hurt. Second, because Coco's your baby. Losing it would have broken your heart." He paused, then, as if making a huge decision, said, "And I don't want you to be sad." Instantly, my cheeks flushed. Outside, it was winter. But inside, my heart beat like spring birds chirping. Stammering, I began, "Jason, why don't you, like?" Jason cut me off softly. That single word hit me like a bomb, leaving me dizzy. And unbelievably, he was blushing too, turning his head away, his ears bright red. I heard him murmur, "I like you." If the crush you meant is me, his hand tugged me closer. "Then let's be together, okay?" Seeing me frozen, he coughed twice and spelt it out, one word at a time. "Actually, that pet clinic is mine. From now on, I'll make sure Coco stays healthy for life. And as for the 4 little ones, you're their mum now. Pet them however you like." "Okay, I agree." I couldn't wait for him to finish before my eyes lit up, and I jumped up, hugging his neck and planting a huge kiss. This time, even his neck turned red, his thin lips pressed tight. "Tch, I can't tell if you like me or the 4 little ones more." "Both. Both." Jason and I started dating in secret. That was my idea, mostly because of my nagging mom. If she knew I had a boyfriend, and one as high quality as Jason, this new year would be ruined. She'd probably push, meet the relatives on day 1, visit his family on day 2, and jump straight to engagement by day 3. No way. So I insisted we wait until after the holiday. Jason reluctantly agreed, but only after demanding compensation. Things like holding hands, a hug, and kisses. Once we were together, I realized that despite his cool exterior, he was pure to the core, but loved all kinds of cuddling. Nothing like his aloof image. And Jason was jealous, super jealous. Not just of Tony, but even of his own pets. The first time I noticed was at his place. Since his parents were away, most of our dates happened at his house. I crouched down, burying my face in Huahua's soft fur, when his voice cut in coldly. "Keep it up, and you'll flatten it." I gave him a sheepish grin. I was just excited. "Belle, what I mean is," Jason suddenly crouched in front of me, those gorgeous eyes locking on mine. "You could always bury your face in me instead." My face went up in flames, and before I could reply, he shut me up with a kiss. Honestly, it was partly my fault. Even when I was with him, once the 4 little ones appeared, my maternal instincts exploded uncontrollably. Then I couldn't stop myself. Jason would sulk, accusing them of stealing all our time. I always just laughed it off, pretending not to hear. But how could the world survive without fluff? Finally, during another date at his place, I looked around and didn't see the 4 anywhere. Jason caught my gaze and pulled me back. "Forget them! Do you remember how long it's been since you actually looked at your boyfriend?" Blushing, I wrapped my arms around his neck, but still tried to pry. I know. That's why I came. But I'm just worried about the 4 little ones. They're fine." "I sent them to a friend's." The words had barely left his mouth when barks and meows sounded from a locked room. My eyes darted over immediately. He sighed, grabbed my chin, and pulled it back. "I'm thirsty, Belle." "Thirsty? I'll get water." I scrambled to pour a cup from the kettle and handed it over, planning to sneak off to find the 4. But before I could step away, a hand tugged me back. Jason's pale skin was flushed, one hand on his forehead as he muttered, "So hot, what did you give me to drink?" I blinked. "Hot water." "No, this isn't from your place." I hadn't even caught on before his fingers laced through mine and pulled me down onto the couch. "Jason, but the 4, forget them." My hand was suddenly pressed against his burning, solid body. His breath seared my skin. "Don't you want to touch?" My mouth clamped shut, and my traitorous hand went soft. I touched and squeezed, again and again. God, besides fluff, the world also can't survive without broad chests and abs. Dizzy, I was swept away by his fiery kiss. His soft hair brushed my neck like feathers, tickling my heart. I couldn't stop myself from whispering, "Jason." His Adam's apple bobbed as he rasped against my ear. "No, You should call me baby. Since that first time, you haven't called me baby once. His voice carried a hint of grievance. I froze. He remembered that. All this time, my heart turned to mush. Baby, I murmured. But just then the front door creaked open, and a loud voice rang out. Jason, we're home early. Jason and I froze, staring at each other in panic. Mom, why are you back now? He didn't finish before I kicked his leg, shoved him aside, and sat up straight. Flustered, I stammered. Hi, Ma'am. We weren't doing anything. Oh, please. She cut me off with a knowing grin, waving her hand. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Then she turned to his dad. Honey, I think we left something in the car. Let's go get it. A few minutes later, they were gone. My face was burning red as an apple. Unable to stop myself, I punched Jason's chest. It's all your fault. Now they know everything. But he seemed delighted, even pushing his chest closer. Belle, don't be mad. If you are, hit me some more. Grinding my teeth, I landed a few more blows. Damn it, why did that feel kinda nice? After our secret was half exposed, I got more cautious, even cutting back on seeing Jason. Mostly because it was New Year, and Mom dragged me everywhere visiting relatives. For those days, Jason and I were like star-crossed lovers, meeting only rarely. On the last day of visiting, the 7th night, I got a picture from Jason. It was of the little garden under my apartment, with a huge full moon hanging above. I slipped on a coat and tiptoed to the door. But of course, Mom caught me. Cracking sunflower seeds, she said dryly. Snow's falling out there, huh? Wonder which handsome guys got you all love-struck. I glanced outside. It really was snowing. The first snow of the year. My heart raced, though I kept a silly grin. Mom, it's Julia. She's looking for me. Bless Julia. My knight in shining armor. I darted out the door. In the park, Jason stood in a dark gray coat and black turtleneck. In the falling snow, his gaze sparkled as he looked at me. Straight out of a K-drama. He was heartbreakingly handsome. Without thinking, I ran into his arms, burying myself against his chest before looking up. Why'd you come, baby? His lips curled, his voice husky against my neck. I missed you. Wanted to see the first snow with you. I know. I raised my hand excitedly. They say if you see the first snow together, you'll be together forever, Jason chuckled. That's a good reason. But honestly, I'm greedy. I want all your views to myself, so that next time you see snow, you'll think of me. His smile outshone the snowfall. Suddenly, he slipped something into my hand, a silk pouch. And Belle, this is for you. I got it at the temple this morning. It's for good luck. I rubbed the embroidered heart on the fabric, my chest pounding. Softly, I whispered, I didn't prepare anything for you. How about I wish to share half my luck with you? No need. Because, Jason leaned closer, his face inching toward mine. My eyes fluttered shut. Then from the bushes nearby came a chorus of barks and meows, and 2 familiar voices. Shh, your parents are kissing. No one make a sound. Dear, I think they spotted us. Stiff. I turned my head. There were my mom and Jason's mom crouched in the bushes, giving us awkward smiles. Coco, Yay, Hua, Hua, all huddled around them. Go on, keep going, they said, standing up naturally and marching off with the furry brigade. I was left frozen. Jason, far calmer, just shrugged. You knew? I snapped. He sighed. Found out 2 days ago. Didn't expect them here, though. Don't be mad. If you are, hit me instead. He placed my hand on his chest. I covered my face and turned away. I don't want to reward you. A lie. I wasn't mad anymore. I just wanted to hide my tomato-red cheeks. His words lingered in the snowy air, warm against my ears. He said, because all my winter luck begins with you. You're my luck. Just like that, it felt like spring came early with the person I love.